because there's quite a bit to talk about tonight. So welcome to the Truth Tribe, everyone. I'm Dawn Thompson. Thank you for being here. You are all perfect, exactly as you are in this now moment. There's nothing wrong with you. And I love you very much. And I know we are all in quite the epic times of life. So tonight, the topic is new spiritual rat race. And we're going to always start with the brutal, honest truth. So the brutally honest truth, most people don't know who they are. I mean, really know yourself and knowing where to look at your unconscious karma. And the funny part for me is it's very simple because relationships reveal your specific karma. And karma is completing the lesson you came to learn in this lifetime. You can do it with one person 20 times, or you can do it with 20 people 20 times, right? The same lesson, you choose. So it's a really big thing that I've been trying to push on people to understand is that karma is karma, and it's your karma. It's not my karma. My karma is not your karma. So we have to start really diving into this topic. So we then avoid ourselves, right? I'm watching this spiritual rat race that's starting to unfold. We avoid ourselves with the newest and the greatest spiritual tools, and we're piling one after another, right? So instead of just understanding ourselves energetically, we've now replaced the eat, sleep, work rat race with the spiritual rat race. Are y'all observing this? Okay. And so the truth is that you don't have to do anything to awaken your consciousness except for learning who you are. So spiritual tools now have become this new thing in the physical reality that we keep applying to ourselves, trying to become awakened and enlightened. There's just not enough hours in the day for you to do all these things and then wait for it to feel better, okay? And so none of these things are independently like better or worse or unhealthy for you to incorporate into your days. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to start with that point, okay? It's that none of them are necessary for you to see you. And awakening is being consciously awake to see your whole self. And this is the whole reason why I made the Truth Warrior series in the new year. In order for you to do a step-by-step, orderly fashion, figuring out who you are. I mean, literally, like, who the fuck am I? Because people aren't asking that question. Oh, they're all judgy and, who they're doing and what they're doing. So who are you, from self-worth to money to kids to love to career to your belief systems, right? Because many are going to say, well, that's not how DNA works, Dawn. That's not how energetically your physical body works, Dawn, right? And that's not how religion works, Dawn, because that's what this course is about. Shifting your DNA spiritually and physically. And so someone says, well, that's not how it works, right? That's not how the Bible works, Dawn. Okay. If you go to the quantum field and what you understand is that we are all just energetic frequencies, and you have free will of choosing to live at a low frequency in most of the multiple personality aspects of your life, or only high frequencies in one area, is why you leave that one. Like, we can go low, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, that one area right there, that's my expertise, that's where I'm confident. And then you start to beat yourself up that you're not enough because these other areas, they show up out of the blue and flare you up, right? And so yes, we have multiple personality aspects of who we are. And so the simple answer is that you just need to see that area of your life as a reality of who you are, and you're struggling or you're not good or it's a challenge, and raise that frequency. Now, in order to do that, you have to see it in order to raise it. Okay. And you have to look at every aspect of yourself like you have multiple personalities, which is great, right? Even for those who are being, deemed of multiple personality disorder, I hate to break it to you, but we all have multiple personality disorder. There's no disorder. There's no order, nothing. It's just bullshit made up again. So, which is actually a good thing because you all have it. You do not show up at work, right? The same way you show up for your kids, the same way you show up in love or in bed or in the kitchen cooking. Think of it that way. I'm definitely not the same person in the kitchen as I am teaching and training courses because I can't stand cooking. But I have mastered that aspect of myself to a level that I can handle it and do it in my way so I can enjoy it a little bit more. Right? So it's something I was avoiding until it was still part of me that I just kept avoiding. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it my way. May not be the normal way that everybody else does it, but it works. So this is the biggest, most powerful thing you can do to understand that you do not need, coming in the new year, you do not need videos, you do not need courses, you do not need books, you do not need kale, special diets, physical healing, yoga, meditation, ayahuasca, mushrooms, meditation, DMT, cannabis, or any other mind-altering substance. You don't need them. I'm a high supporter of these, absolutely, you know that. But and especially like free meditation, there's nothing you have to do but just go into this visualization, especially guided visualization. I highly recommend it. But you can do that with your eyes closed going for a walk. Are they individually all amazing? Yes, indeed. But you don't absolutely need 100%. Do not need all of them all the time because we are now so busy healing. Get ready for this. We are avoiding looking inside because we're too busy outside again. And that's the shit show you just left, right? So does that make sense? What is vital right now is that you see all of you. And you have 12 aspects of your personality, the 12 aspect astrology wheel, astrology grid, astrology map. Okay, and so 12 aspects of your personality that can vibrate high or they can vibrate low, creating 24 aspects of your personality, which are 24 energy maps of your DNA. Oh, energy DNA. You are energy, so there is your physical DNA as well as spiritual, as well as mental. So 12 high frequencies would be preferable, right? Over 12 low frequencies. And you have a choice to flip the switch to high love, high light energy, or you can keep it on low, dense, dark energy. Thus, those 12, right, 12 turns, that 12 turns into 24 versions of you, depending on, get ready, this is what we're going into, right? The holidays, your environment. Which will you choose to live? We're walking into Christmas. So think about these environments, which energy switch you're going to walk into, which version of you is going to show up, which will you choose to live? You're walking into Christmas, which is a depiction of Jesus and his birthday and all these symbolic energies that you do not factually know if it is true or not. You've just been told by another human who has interpreted the symbolic energy for thousands of years. I'm not here to tell you if your beliefs are right or wrong. I'm here to tell you my belief and my understanding scientifically, spiritually, emotionally, body, mind, and spirit. We're all energy, and we are all a spark of light from God's source energy, a fractal of light from God that has come. You've come from a spark of light. You've come into the earth plane to existence to experience physical energy. Okay, so you've gone from light photon energy. I'm speeding you through all the versions. I'm not giving you all of it, but just say you've gone from a light photonic energy into dense matter energy that you can touch. And at the end of the day, you cannot separate from the energy you began as and the frequency that you choose to live in. That's all on you because you chose this frequency. So now when you start watching the world trying to figure out how to live a better life, and those you watch struggling with addiction or using numbing tactics or any substances to pull themselves out of a low energy, that's what they're doing. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just trying to figure out how to not feel low. And so then they're putting themselves into these medicated with, into like medicated withdrawal from this programmed ego. That's kind of what's happening with all of us numbing it down. And we try to tap into spirit, and then you see it's absolutely not necessary if you're willing to let go of these topics on your super screens, your supercomputer screens, the one in your hand, right? Of what we're taught, and to understand that you just came to raise the frequency of all your parts or personalities. Jesus was no different than you. You are Christ being awesome, or you are not like Christ being an asshole to yourself. Okay? And so this is it's such a great time of year to ask yourself, if I want to be like Christ. Everybody's like, we're trying to become Christ-like. That's what it means. Like Christ, like Buddha, like Krishna, like an ascendant master. These were all physical people who mastered, get ready, all of their personalities, all of their energy fractals of fields, all of their realities, all of the frequencies within their personal energetic DNA. So your organs, think about it this way. Your organs are frequencies. Your blood is a frequency. Your thoughts are a frequency. Your mind is a frequency. Your skin, your eyes, your toes, your heart, your spinal cerebral fluid running from your pineal gland down to your root are frequencies of DNA, your personal DNA. So anyone who understands, even just basic this down, the energy cycle of acupuncture, right? Which is thousands and thousands of years old physicality, you'll understand that you're just a loop of energy expanding into this torus field that I've taught you. It's bigger, it's about the size of your arms out, okay? So you can't have it one way and work physically, but then not have it energetically. You can't have it energetically and then not work physically. So this is why I'm trying to tell you, it's all energy. You are energy, and you can choose to raise your frequency to a higher reality frequency, a higher frequency, or you can choose a lower, live in a lower frequency. It's not a good or bad. It's not a right or wrong, which is what everybody's doing right now. Like, look, see. It's a choice on how you choose to live, heaven or hell, right here on earth. Remember, we've discussed this maybe a year or so ago, right? There is no heaven, there is no hell. It is right here, right now. Everything is the law of frequency. And the law of these frequencies are the choice and the frequency you choose to live right now. So all of you on this call right now are like, I want to raise my frequency. I just want to listen to Dawn talk about frequency. This is raising your frequency because it's a choice right now. So when you pass into your so-called heaven, okay, or some alternate reality, whatever it is, your alternate reality of dimension, time, and space, whatever that may be, oh shoot, sorry about that, guys, I just popped off you. Some alternate dimension of time and space, okay, when you choose that, whatever that may be, wherever you choose to think you're going to go, some other dimension, right? The etheric field, as you will, you'll be living again in an alternate dimension within a choice you choose to live your heavenly aspects of your soul's DNA frequency. So what you're doing in any other dimension of time and space, including this one, is the same. It's your soul DNA. This is quantum physics. Go match up everything I've shared with you through the Bible, through spirituals, through science, through all of it. Science is just catching up with spirituality, right? I'm sure monks way back in the day were trying to interpret all this, or some spiritual person downloaded it and then they tried to write it. And all these energies are coming out because everything in the universe is numbers, frequencies. So if you go look at the quantum field of physics, you'll understand that there is no denying your ability to live high frequency in your mind. Right? God, the word God alone adds up to the number 8. 8 is the sign of infinity. That is all things. Infinite possibility is inside of you because God is inside of you because you are a spark of God, source consciousness. You can see what heaven on earth would look like at any given moment of time by simply choosing it right now. Crazy, right? Like, whoa, so I don't have to die to live in? No, you don't. So as you go into Christmas, right, or your new holiday season, you might be Jewish, whatever your energetic belief system is, or whatever religious even belief system, because there's a lot. I'm not taking religion away because there's some number frequency matches to all of that. Nothing is an accident. You'll be looking at everyone going into these holiday Christmas social events, making odd choices, thinking, oh, right? Think about it. I can't believe they've done this to me, whatever, whoever's throwing the temper tantrum in that social event. And the simple answer is no one is doing anything to you, right? You are looking at your external realities as high-low versions of yourself, but you're using other people as your holographic image of who you are capable of being. Instead of seeing who you are internally, your ego wants to go out and blame them for that's not me. Instead of going, I can choose to drop into that frequency or I can stay within my own frequency. That's what they're showing you. So this is your moment, my friends, to shine. They are simply gifting you an aspect of your personality right in front of you to choose to go high frequency. And everyone's like, well, what is high frequency? Be love, be kind, be shut up, And the second you go high frequency in that area of your life, they will too. Not maybe immediately, but you may not get to see it right away, but they will hold that state of mindset patterns emotionally and physically of light consciousness love with them. It can't go away. It's the energy of coherence. So I'm going to send you all into the Christmas holiday, into the new year, right? With a new challenge that will you choose coherence and put your coherence alignment as awesome light or asshole dense, right? Awesome or asshole, which one energetically are you going to step into? I'm going to go be awesome, or I feel like I'm going to go be an asshole, even if I don't like him, even if I thought, even my memory, even my ego wants to go after him. Which one will you choose? High frequency, low frequency. Your ego will want to fight you to be right instead of be light. Good one, huh? Your ego will want to fight you to be right instead of light. So here's the easiest tip I'm going to give you guys for all your holiday shenanigans, okay? Is make a plan of who you want to be in this very moment, okay? Write it out for yourself, put it in a text, put it in your notes. What will you say and expect of others with high frequency words? Like what words will you use? Non-negotiable, right? So your only option is, okay, if they're coming at you or you're frustrated or you're watching an event fall apart, okay, I understand. Zip your lips and walk away until the energy calms down. Let their way, their energy dissolve from you, allowing them to be where they are, accepting that it is their only option right now as a frequency of expression. They will withdraw from your high frequency or adjust to your high frequency on their own, one or the other. It's how the median energy works. So going down in frequency, remember median energy we talked about, if you're high frequency and someone's down here, you both, when you come together, have to meet in the middle. So you'll come down and they come up. So if you refuse to come down, right, they will have to find a way to get up to you or at least get closer where the energy will dissolve a little bit from where they came in at this frustration point. So going down in frequency, your actions doesn't improve things. You meet in the middle, so stay light. They will rise up to you. They will find lighter on their own. It's hard to be an asshole when you're in unwavering, awesome love. You just calm down. And love always wins. I don't care. if you look at people when they're having these challenges, understand that they just don't have all this information. They don't know how to break down the fact that they're okay, that they're gonna be okay. They're freaking out about something in their reality and they're just projecting. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Um, go ahead. Those of you on Zoom, if anyone's there, just throw me a yes or I haven't seen you guys here for a bit, so let me see. Got it. Okay. So let's go to the planetary update because this validates all of this spiritual rat race that's going on, and you're all trying to grasp for things that'll calm your soul, to help you feel better, to get clarity, to be at peace. Okay. So happy full moon Christmas is what I'm going to say. So guys, get ready. The day after Christmas on the 26th is a full moon in the sign of Cancer. And this, remember, a full moon is always, the moon is opposite the sun is shining its rays. And so here's Capricorn sun and here's the full moon sitting in Cancer. They're opposing each other, okay? And the moon rules, the moon is in its own sign of Cancer. That's where the moon sits. And it's happy place. It's nurturing, it's sympathetic, it's emotions, it's motherly energy. So remember, full moons are about closure. Okay, the day after, so you're going to feel it on actual Christmas Day as well. So these holidays, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after, I'm preparing you. So don't say I didn't warn you, okay? I'm warning you now so you can be awesome, high frequency love. Got it? Because this is what it's going to, so you get to sit back and watch the shenanigans instead of, you know, not looking at it from your perspective or your perception, but your perspective of observation. Okay, so this full moon, it's going to bring up your need for emotional security because it rules mom, mothering, emotions, right? And the sun in Capricorn is more needed for economic and financial security. So the moon is emotional, the sun is financial, physical. Okay, so we're, if you know your birth chart at all, go to 4 degrees of Cancer and you can see where it's gonna be triggering you a little bit to put some closure to that area of your life and where you're gonna start culminating a new energy for yourself, shall I say. Okay, so anything that's going to come up for Cancer will be attachments. What are you attached to that you need to learn to let go of? Home, how your home is, things in your home, mother, love, Cancer things. And while achievements and failures, rewards and punishments, right? That's Capricorn. And in some ways, it's going to be pulling on that emotions, right? So the polarity deals with the balance between unconditional love, Cancer, and conditional love, Capricorn. And Cancer moon encourages us to value our home base and our roots. Okay, so while Capricorn's going to push us to review our view of responsibility. Capricorn says, what are you responsible for? What do you need to pull together? What do you need to organize, right? Well, Cancer, full moon, mostly enjoys being home and family. And so Capricorn's going to urge us to attend to all the responsibilities externally and what we've been neglecting. Anything you've been neglecting for the last year will surface for you to address. So one is not more important than the other, the emotions and the physicality. But the full moon is about balancing our commitment to our career and our families, right? Something that has been building maybe inside of you. It's going to ask you to attend that and attend the emotions you feel about that. We can sit on our own feelings all we want, but we also need to acknowledge them and express them to ourselves of saying, wow, I really need to acknowledge this, how this makes me feel. Doesn't mean you have to go tell everybody and burst it out. That's what I've been sharing on this call. So something externally could prompt you to get in touch with those emotional feelings in our personal lives, and we've maybe been neglecting or putting off for a long time. And so then you get into these social events, financial, home challenges might create more emotional reactions for you to find, the whole phrase I was talking about earlier is, I'm okay, here's the solution for me, find my peace mindset. Because you are okay. This is a time to clear up past patterns that have been holding us back from our personal fulfillment, particularly those that are home or family centered or work home balance, right? Like, is work more important than home or emotions, or is our emotions more important than work? And my answer is, it's just the balance. So your version of yourself that you may want to become by the end of 2024 is something to look at. Who do I want to be in work and responsibility and emotion and confident and peace? It's going to push you to that balance. Watch it. So here's the next funny part. Okay, guys, ready? We are officially in Mercury retrograde as of, I think it was Tuesday, it kicked in. So we're not only in a full moon coming up, we are also in a Mercury retrograde, which it has been having its wicked way with me. So this year Mercury retrograde is also in Capricorn. So it's down here by the sun, and it's near the sun opposing this full moon. So it may frustrate your finances, communication, holiday travel plans for the back half of those last 2 weeks of December. Okay. It's also, remember Mercury, I've taught you guys, Mercury is pause, it's not no. It's slow, not no. It's just pushing the pause button to slow down. So it's an opportunity to get your life in order ahead of the new year so you don't repeat the same cycles that you're trying to leave behind in 2023. It's time to tie up those loose ends still lingering, clear out whatever doesn't align with your 2024 resolutions. I call it your revolution. You need to start a revolution, a new you. This old bullshit from the past, everybody's playing all this. It's religion, it's this, it's that, it's politics. It's none of that. Your energy, you pick. You pick heaven on earth right now. That's what this is pushing you to do, and it's really intense. Now it's going to back up, that Mercury retrograde right now is in Capricorn. And it's going to back up on the full moon date. It's going to back up and it's going to move itself into Sagittarius. Okay. And then it'll move forward again. So be careful, because Sagittarius can get a little opinionated. So be careful with your opinions during these social events, as they can get activated to see if they really matter. And so again, as I discussed earlier in the call, this is your zip it until the retrograde turns around on January 1. So Mercury retrograde is alive and active until January 1. And then I tell people, don't buy electronics. So here, everybody during Christmas is buying electronics and buying gifts and buying things. There's just nothing wrong with that. Just know that if something breaks or doesn't work, just slow down and redo it. Okay. So about 4 or 5 days after, there's a shadow window. So just watch it for that January 1st through the 3rd or 4th, and you'll be all right. Okay. So needless to say, and that's the small version of what's happening in the sky. There are these insane solar flares happening. Any of you having physical pains in your body that weren't there yesterday, then one day they're there, then you have a headache, then you have stomach ache, then you don't, then you're like, feel great, then you can't sleep, then you're exhausted and you're run down and you're like, literally don't know what to do, because you're like, what's wrong with me? And as I said at the beginning of the call, nothing's wrong with you. This is what we're doing. We're ascending into a higher frequency of love and light. The planet is going through a metamorphosis and is literally evolving into more of a feminine energy. Does not mean be feminine. It means be kinder. Quit being assholes, right? But we don't know we're doing it because we're not making a plan to not be an asshole. So again, awesome or asshole. Everybody tap into your thymus right here. Remember, your thymus is your nervous system. Let's tap into the frequency of I am courage, I am love, I am truth. I feel courage, I feel love, I feel truth. I see love, I see courage, I see truth. And I know love. I know love, I know courage, I know truth. Okay? All right, so your challenge this week is to be on alert for the next week, running through, holding your plan of a high frequency in every room you enter. I'm going to challenge you, because it's going to be something to keep your holidays happy. You choose awesome. So I'm going to open up the Q&A, those of you who are on the call, if there are any of you, to share what you see. If you're seeing anything in yourself, feeling like you like been on this energetic, like rat wheel, feeling like you can't do all these spiritual tools, you can't keep up. It's like there's so much you have to do. How do you get it all in? Right? And it's a lot. And so again, I just want you to see which one fits with you. So if anybody's noticing that, or if how many of you are noticing Mercury retrograde, that lovely Mercury retrograde that we love, that trips up electronics, transformation or transportation, communication, all those kinds of things. Okay. All right. Let's see. What questions are we got here? Okay, so this is funny. The things you guys pick up in my calls. Someone says, how does God equal 8? Okay, so if you understand the universe is actually the galaxy, the universe, the higher universe is in the quantum field is just made up of ones and zeros, right? But everything has a frequency to it, my friends. And so if you use the Pythagorean number chart, okay, the Pythagorean number chart, you can go look it up. I'm not going to get that out for you, but you can see that each number vibrates at a frequency, right? And each frequency holds an energetic equation to that number. And so all the letters of the alphabet vibrate at a frequency. That's why when you all think you're speaking words, you're not. You're speaking frequencies. And so that's what's fascinating to me when people are like, oh my God, this meant that. And someone says, fuck, right? And they don't mean it derogatory. They're just talking and they're like, that's terrible. Well, if the frequency isn't there, it doesn't matter. So God, they're asking, how does God equal 8? G on the Pythagorean number chart, G is 7, O is 6, and D is 4. So you add them together, that equals 17. And then you add the one that you always deduct down to one number. And 1 plus 7 is 8. And of course, 8 on its side is infinity and infinite energy. So God is infinity inside of you. Okay, so that's where 8 comes from, which is pretty cool, right? If you really think about it. And then you can start understanding that everything symbolically has a 5 frequency meaning. So you can feel things that feel right and things that don't feel right. Okay. All right. So let's see. The next one says, let's see, does this understand? If we are to get to know ourselves, how do we do it easier if we aren't using all these tools? Okay, guys, I'm not suggesting that you discontinue other tools as they're all helpful. Okay, that's not what the whole point of this call was. Don't use them as spiritual bypassing. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand, because people use they use the Bible, they use the Torah, they use religion, they use just relationships, they use families, they use everything to go with, that's why I can't do that. That's bullshit. So spiritual bypassing is oh, now I have to meditate, I have to do all these things, but spiritual bypassing is you are spirit inside of your DNA. So spiritual bypassing is bypassing you, the spirit inside of you. So it doesn't mean don't use your own personal beliefs in religion or spirituality or truth or kale for that matter. I hate kale, right? It doesn't make it bad. It means you're avoiding raising your conscious awareness of your gifts and your bullshit. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do. When you're getting so busy trying to do so many things, you're avoiding you. What part of your life needs a frequency upgrade? That's what you have to ask yourself. It's the reason I've offered simple hotspot courses or parenting courses and advanced deep dive the warrior training series on January 11th. Books. I just published a new book, Mastering Badassery. It's on Amazon. You guys can all go get it. Posted it everywhere on social media, which takes you into a deep dive journey about you. So you can read it, you can watch it, you can experience it in January with me, learning it to see your full self and raise your frequency, all 12 aspects of your life. It's a choice to see or avoid yourself, my friends. This is the new earth. This is the new world. And again, if we do all this external stuff, you've jumped right back onto a rat race, whether you're working your brains out, eat, sleep, drink, eat, sleep, sleep, eat, sleep, drink, eat food, and go back to work. It's like ridiculous. Now we left that, we're slowing down, and we pushed right back into all these spiritual practices. So you still aren't looking here. That's the whole point of tonight's call. You have to start looking at yourself and ask, am I living my life as an asshole, or am I living my life awesome? Am I living my life Christ-like, like Christ energy, which is just Jesus? He's just a human who chose to live in God consciousness, which is love. All religions go to love. That's a basic concept. So we have to choose to see the love inside of us, and we don't see it all the time. So we choose to look outside of ourselves so we feel better. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. All right. Well, clearly that was just like so well said, right? So you guys don't have any questions? None of this? Because it's your last question. You can ask anything you want on the call tonight if you guys have questions, and I'm happy to throw it out there. Anything that's out in the spiritual realm, if you have any questions, throw them at me. I'm going to give you just a second here. And then if not, then I guess we're going to have a shorter call tonight than I anticipated. You guys can go back and rewatch this again on all the channels. I was sharing with my friend earlier who, yes, I'm getting censored in different places, or shadow banned, shall I say. People are like, I don't see your stuff. And I'm like, it's there every day. Right. And so my point is, I don't give a shit, which is why I post my stuff on so many platforms that if you can't find me on one, you can find me on the others. Always. Okay. So it's everywhere, which is my point I'm trying to make, is no one can tell you you can't do something. If you do it everywhere, do it your own way. So remember, those of you in my Truth Tribe and Warrior Pass, you all got a Truth Warrior training. This is my new course, January 11th. You want to get in. There's only 20 spots we're offering. It's the code is Warrior24. Save it, save your seat now. If you have questions, you can DM me, or just go to IDeserveItNow.com and slide down. You'll see Truth Warrior training series and click on it. All the info is there. It's amazing. This is the most powerful program I've ever taught. This is 25 years of all my tools combined into one. So it's the only time I'm going to do this event live online. After that, it goes to a course, and I will not teach it live online. It'll only be retreats, which are 3 times the price. So it's up to you if you want to show up. Okay. Number 2, I reminded you guys at the beginning of the call, but this is the last Truth Tribe of 2023. So the next call would have been on Monday, and it's Christmas. So very, very Merry Christmas to all of you who are celebrating. Happy Grinch for those of you who aren't celebrating, from me to you. I'm just kidding, but I'm just sending you love. But I had to put that in there. And most of all, wherever you are, I want you guys to know that I am sending you the brightest blessings and reminding you that you are all beautiful and perfect, and there is nothing wrong with you. And I promise this world is going to get better and better and better. Just quit watching the bullshit TV wizards. Quit watching all the crap out there that they're telling you is to be scary, gloom and doom. There's a new movie on Netflix. Have you guys seen it? I do celebrate. See, someone said, do you not celebrate Christmas? I'm not a big Christmas fan. It's never been really my jam. It's not that I don't want the celebration. It's just usually a very like rough time of year for me. Exhaustion, like a lot going on. I grew up in a grocery store. This is something I've never told you guys. And so we literally worked every day of the year, and the holidays, you worked every holiday, and Christmas was the only day you got off. You were so tired you could barely see straight. I have a friend on here who's done the same. I know he's like thinking the same thing, right? And so I celebrate, but I don't celebrate it like with joy. I just celebrate like, here, let's take your damn Christmas gifts and let's eat. I'm kidding. I'm just being sassy. So anyway, there was a new show on Netflix, and they're scaring the crap out of people. I don't know if any of you know the name of this movie, but it's something about the end of the world or something, and the Obamas or someone made it and they produced it. Well, anyway, this show is ridiculous, total set of bullshit to keep you all divided and fear. That's what it is. Because for the last 4 years or 3 years, I've told you everything that happens, it's only going to last for 2 weeks to 2 months, and then it doesn't. It goes away and dissolves and starts over because it's all visual. It's a movie for you, right? And you're all thinking everything they're telling you is real. And so this movie apparently is scaring the crap out of a lot of people. And my point is that don't watch it, and you won't put it in your consciousness frequency, and you'll start choosing heaven on earth, and you'll live that life. They're wanting people to be in fear, and they're begging you to watch it. They're taunting you to watch it. It's up to you. Okay, that's just an example of how the energy works. Okay, so anyway, if you guys can throw it in the comments here on these calls if you remember, any of you remember the name of that movie. I won't watch it because I just think it's stupid. that were watching movies that were going to go tell people to be scared. There was going to be an apocalypse and there's going to be a blackout and there's going to be no food. And remember when there was no toilet paper when this whole shit show started? And guess what? You all made it and you all have toilet paper. This is my point. You got to get off the TV wizardry telling you bullshit stories that aren't for your best, highest, loving good. Be awesome. I love you all. Brightest blessings. Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining me tonight, y'all, and I will see you in the new year. You guys have an amazing night. Take care.